Hello everyone, hope everyone is well. Today I am unboxing, although it's not really unboxing because it's not in a box, this is a folio game, so unpacking is probably the better description. I'm unpacking the Battle of Wagram from the Historical Game Company, which is a war game company that I have no games from. So this is the first time I bought one of their games. I bought this from Second Chance Games. There is a boxed version, but cheapskate that I am, I went for the folio version. And one of the reasons I did that, or one of the reasons I bought the game, sorry I should say, is that it's a fairly small footprint and it plays fairly quickly. And I saw it on Second Chance Games site and I thought, oh, that looks quite interesting. Easy to learn and play. Great. Perfect for an evening's war game. So, if we look at the back, we get 48 thick game encounters. This is published by Blue Panther, I believe. It is a 4-page rulebook, 20 game cards, 11 by 17 inch game map, and a 6-sided dice. There is a dice, and it's very chunky and blue. Very nice. It's a low to moderate complexity tactical game covering the climatic battle of the French campaign in Austria, 1809. It takes about 90 minutes to play. I will be playing the game solitaire, certainly the first few times. Be interesting to see how that works with the cards. It's not a solitaire game, there's no solitaire bot. To my understanding, it's a 2-player game, but I will try it out 1 player to begin with. But let's get it unpacked, let's see what you get. So outside of the Ziploc bag, here's our translucent blue dice, very nice. We have our gate, so it's a card gated game, what I call gated game. In fact, we'll just move that to the side for 1 second. Let's move that out of the way. We have our rules of play. Looks colour, nicely printed as you'd expect from this printers. If I just open it up quickly, we'll have a closer look at the rule book. Certainly very light rules, nothing wrong with that. It's partly why I bought the game. Very nice. We've got our chunky counters, which are very chunky. We'll have a closer look at those as well in a second. And then we have our fantastic map, which is the sort of very nice. Yes, that's very nice. And when you can't really see this on the camera, but the material, this is what the printer would call, and the publisher would call like a canvas cloth material type map. I might, well, I'll probably, as you can see, there's a crease here, so I'll probably lay it flat with some heavy history books, which I have plenty of, overnight, just to lay it a little bit flatter. It would seem a shame to put plexi over the top of the map, but the map looks great. We'll have another close look at that in a second, and then we get our cards, and we'll unpack them and have a look at those in a second as well. So we'll start with the rule book. 4 pages of rules, introduction, overview of the game components, how to set the game up, sequence of play, which is card phase, then movement, then defensive fire, then combat, and then rally disordered. It seems quite straightforward. Then we're into those different phases described. It looks nicely laid out, looks quite clear. It's not going to take too long to read through. What I'll probably do is read through it with the map and the counters in front of me and just go through some combat and movement as you do so. There's no examples of play, so I would definitely go through and play through the mechanics as I go through the actual rule book. Victory conditions and a few little design notes. Looks nicely laid out, looks very clear. We've got our key to the map, and we'll have a look at the map next. So now we've got the map, and yeah, it's a really interesting material. I think they call it a canvas type material, and it certainly feels very different to a paper map or something like that. It's really quite unique. I really like it. The artwork on the map looks very nice, looks very functional, but also very pleasing to the eye. There's a nice tonal range within the map. Yeah, I really like it. The initial impression is this is very nicely done. We've got our turn track here, and we've got sections for our eliminated units here for both the two sides. There's obviously some gameplay marking on the map. I think these icons here, I suspect, are gameplay related things. Maybe setup, for example, something like that. But it looks really, really nice. As I said, I will definitely put a couple of books on to flatten it out nicely. The actual crease is a little bit less obvious in person. The camera the contrast of the camera and the lighting is make it look a bit more than it actually is. But I'll flatten that out with some books before I play. But it looks really good. It's a nice small footprint. The hexes are good size in relation to the counters. By the look, it looks very readable. Looks very clear. Really nice. Really, really nice. Really pleased with this. And here are our cards for the game. One thing I would say is today the lighting is a bit cold here in Lincolnshire in the UK, so it's a little bluer than in real life. Cards, nice stock, feel good to the hand. We can see here we've got some gameplay information, nicely printed, very clear, graphic design nicely laid out. Print quality is excellent. Card stock quality very nice. These look absolutely great. Obviously, you know, there's a lot of gameplay involved in the cards, so I'll know more about what the content of the cards is as I play them. But certainly, looking at the cards initially, they look very nicely done. Both the French cards and the Austrian cards, and it's very clearly which is which I also like. Nice thematic pieces of artwork that have been chosen. Very nice. They're really, really good. And here we are onto the counters themselves. This is printed by Blue Panther, so there are a lot of wargame designers and publishers that use Blue Panther. They make excellent quality components, I have found. I've got quite a few games printed by Blue Panther, and the counters these are great. They're really chunky, for want of a better technical term. They look very nice. The graphic design is very clear. Got a game turn counter there, for example, and I would presume these are unit counters. We've got artillery, we can see horse. I would imagine these are lancers, for example, and foot. Very nicely done, nicely laid out, very readable, very clear. The print quality is excellent, no smudging or anything like that, and the cut is cutting cleanly through the counters and not cutting through any of the gameplay information, which is really important. So these look absolutely great. I will just gently punch a couple out. See, this is what I mean by the chunky. They're sort of a deeper counter, and they separate really nicely and really easily. I have never clipped counters printed by Blue Panther. Not entirely sure you could, but I never have done. I like their counters a lot, so they look great, and they're going to look great on that map. So overall, it looks really promising. The map is wonderful. Counters look great, as you'd expect from this printer. Rules look light, which is what I wanted. The cards also look absolutely fantastic. So what I'll do is I'll go through the rule book, get the map in front of me, some counters, go through and just learn some of the mechanics. Just look like it's very card driven, which is not a problem for me. Play through the game solitaire, and then I'll do a 2-player game as well. Do a bunch of those, and then I'll do a full review and let you know what I think to the rules and how the game plays, etc., etc. But yeah, really initially looks very promising. Really pleased with the purchase. Great service from Second Chance Games here in the UK as always. Not a publisher or designer that I'm familiar with, so looking forward to trying this game out. So yeah, if you've played it, let me know any thoughts in the comments section. Love to hear anyone's thoughts on this game, and thank you for watching as always.